Hi Rob, here we are in Building C, in one of the most exciting projects in the whole town deal vision. Can you just describe to the viewer what you give them a sort of guided tour of what we can see here?
Well, we started construction. We're in the construction phase, so we've got to talk about Beckery Construction Company. This is a subsidiary company to RedBrick Building Community Centre, and what we wanted to do was to deliver the project locally, spend the money locally, and have apprentices at the heart of what we were doing. And we formed an excellent local construction management team, and we're currently doing emergency repair works prior to getting the planning application.
And where have you drawn those apprentices from?
We're partnering with an organisation called Train for All based in Somerton. They've helped us a lot. We've identified 4 or 5 apprentices. We've taken on 2 so far. So Lisa and Matt have come here, and yeah, they're a good part of the piece.
And what are the opportunities for young people here in terms of the construction as it develops on this site?
There's a number of different construction trades, and at the start we want apprentices to touch in on all of those before, so they understand what it is that they want to do before they specialise. We're looking at a 2-year construction apprentice training. At the end of it, they'll have a qualification and they'll be able to open their own business and take it from there. So that's, a big part of what this is all about, whether it's at the construction stage or once the doors have opened, that local youth can learn how to set up a business for themselves in what it is that they want to do.
That's a fantastic opportunity, Rob. And what about the opportunities for local suppliers in the wider community for delivering products or services into Building C?
Well, we've set up, so whether it's going to be a volunteer or an apprentice or an individual sole trader that lives locally, or local subcontractors or local suppliers, basically we demonstrate that we can do something of high quality and we can do it under budget and within time, and it's local. That's the way things are going at the moment, and that's what we want to demonstrate.
Fantastic. And can you sort of show us around now, briefly?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, Rob, this building was last in commercial operation almost 40 years ago. So you're managing 40 years of gentle dereliction, and this is now going to be the new entrance. Can you sort of walk the viewer through a little bit about what they can expect in the next few years when it's finished?
What better way to come in but through the community garden? And we're 1 mile here from Glastonbury High Street. We're hoping to have a green route, a multi-use green route through to the High Street to connect all the Beckery projects up with Glastonbury High Street. This will be the new main entrance to RedBrick Building. You come through here, there's going to be a full-time reception on the right-hand side and a shop. Folk are going to be able to come in here and learn how to make things, and they're going to be able to see them sold in the shop. So that's kind of, a good part of the piece.
So that's a commercial opportunity for anybody developing an art or craft type business, giving them exposure to the public and also a potential revenue stream for the sale of those products.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an incubation space. So if you can imagine, if you've never created something before, you can come in and start to learn how to create in whichever area it is that you're looking at. And we're looking at modern media as well as old artisan skills. And you can imagine putting that creation in the shop and seeing someone coming in and wanting to buy it and taking it away. It's a very important part of the piece, and being able to see it.
Fantastic. And the connection with the high street is important because that will give people with mobility issues or buggies or bikes access down here without having to go around the main road network and park up and everything.
Well, yeah, we imagine a new Glastonbury creative quarter in Beckery, and there's a lot of the town's money has been spent down here, and it makes sense that we connect it up, and we've got a car route and bus route, but we need, whether you're on, pushing a pram or on your roller skates or on your skateboard or walking or running, whatever it is, that we have a multi-user path for folk that can come down into Beckery. It's only a mile away, and if we make that a really nice place to walk, that's what we're talking about.
And one of the great joys of being here as a self-employed artisan craftsperson is you're working communally, aren't you? You're not on your own, you're not isolated in your own home or you're actually sharing the space with others, and that in a way develops creativity and develops commerce, doesn't it?
Well, it's part of upskilling. People can share, people can learn on their own, but people can also share skills at every stage of the learning. So, it's an essential part of it.
So, Rob, the Moorlands building has been a hugely significant part of Glastonbury's industrial history, and you are going to keep some mementos of that, the structure of the building, obviously, and other parts of it that remind us of its history and its heritage.
Yeah. Well, we know a lot of local folk have worked here, or have relatives that have worked here. So the first thing we want to do is keep as much of the building itself as possible.
So, for example, the Moorlands Gate.
We've got 3 of the Moorlands gates from the original factory, and we're going to find the best place to put them back into the scheme, put them back into use.
And you had an exhibition here a few weeks ago where many town's residents came in and told their story of working here, so they must be very excited that the next generation and maybe their grandchildren are going to have an employment opportunity here.
Oh, exactly. I think you've said it. That's right. Being able to tell the story and keep telling the story is essential, and I'm not sure how it's going to look yet, but the heritage part of this place is really important to us.
Thank you. So shall we wander in and have a look at the site as it's being developed? So what have we got here? This is going to be the main entrance.
This is the main entrance to the project. So walk in the front door and you're going to be met by, this is going to be the reception to the building. Behind that there's going to be a shop. Okay, so on the left hand side, this is the main corridor through the building. Community canteen is going to be through at the end there. But on the left hand side here, we're going to have Glastonbury FM with 2 radio studios, a student learning space and an office, and behind there a welfare space, so a group room where people can gather, and also a one-on-one space as well.
So Rob, should we go upstairs and just see what's happening on the first floor? This is fantastic. So, Rob, can you explain to us what's happening on the first floor here with all these sort of joists and ground floor timbers going in?
So all the primary structural elements in here are timber. All the posts are oak, all the beams and the trusses are pine. But the roof has been off for a lot of the last 40 years. So there's a lot of rot. We're keeping as much as we can, but the bits we can't keep are being replaced at the moment. So that's what you can see is going on at the moment, is getting the first floor reconstructed.
Yeah. And so ultimately, what will this become when it's finished?
In the final scheme, we want to keep this as open plan as possible. Just with the idea, if you can see it being done, then you can do it. Around the outsides, we're going to have artisan spaces, so individual artisans and small businesses set up around the outside, and then through the middle we're going to have different workshop spaces.
And how have you met some of the biodiversity challenges you've faced as you've done the reconstruction work?
We've got bats. We've got 4 species of bats here. We have a specialist ecologist with First Ecology. They've come in and they're basically holding our hand through the process of bat mitigation licences and explaining to us what we can do and when we can do it, and keeping an eye out for the bats along the way. So yeah, all part of the process.
So it will all be integrated when the building is finished. There'll be a bat safe area for...
Yeah, at the end of the day we have bat boxes which will be put up on the outside of the building, and then over in the corner where was the old filter tower, we can have a large bat room for one of the species of bats has to fly into a room before it can roost. So the bat's going to be part of the community for some time to come.
Yeah, fantastic. Rob, just tell us what we can see here and what the plan is for this part of the building here that's exposed at the moment.
Well, we've had to build a couple of bridges to get any horizons out of the building over the mill stream. That's the gable end of building B, so that's the existing artisan space and the event space underneath, and then the basement and the boiling room under there. This is the only bit of the building which is going to be fully demolished, is this little brick room up on this brick pier here. That's going to come down, and there's going to be a stairwell there for circulation and fire escape. And then this is going to be where the community canteen is.
Brilliant. Okay, so and that will be open out onto the little ream here, will it then, or it'll be completely enclosed as a sort of sealed unit?
We're still figuring out the details, because
Yeah.
we want some areas where toddlers can be and parents
Yeah.
can keep an eye on them, and you know, these different things, so everybody has a chance to have their own space in the building.
So it's accessible and friendly to everybody in the community, whatever their age.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what
fantastic.
it's about.
Are you confident that we're, I mean, it's such a huge project this to get your head round, that it's on target for the finishing at 2026?
We're aiming for spring 2025 to open the doors. We're going to try and improve on that, but that's what we're looking at. So yeah.
We look forward to seeing this project as it evolves.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.